It is with great pleasure that I introduce to you a remarkable individual whose contributions to the world of social entrepreneurship and humanitarian efforts have left an indelible mark. Our distinguished guest today is not only a global social entrepreneur and an award-winning humanitarian, but also a dynamic speaker, a brand building expert, and the director of partnerships and engagement at a leading nonprofit organization. Having honed their expertise through the prestigious Masters in Global Entrepreneurship Management program, our speaker has consistently demonstrated an unwavering commitment to creating positive social change. Their innovative approaches, strategic partnerships, and brand building acumen have empowered countless communities, particularly across Africa, bringing hope and sustainable solutions to some of the world's most pressing challenges. Please join me in welcoming our esteemed friend and fellow MGEM alumnus, Mia Boykins.
Yeah, nothing much. It's just like trying to see what can happen in the art industry. That's it. And using business. We've been trying to sharpen our skills. So there's that. I'm sure you've had a look and stuff with everything. So still working hard on it. What have you been up to? How's your experience been so far since after MGEM?
Like which part of my experience?
Like everything, because I know you working on a second degree, second master's,
Or
fourth.
yeah,
A
when
fourth
me and you,
degree.
that was my second master, so that was
Okay.
my third,
Okay, so third. Now you're on number four. Great.
four and
Four and
um,
done.
yeah, it it sucks actually.
No.
Um, this PhD program really uh it's a drag,
Yeah.
literally. Like I
Yeah.
don't know, um, it's like a never-ending process.
Yeah.
It's really it's different than a master's. Like a master's, you have classes, you
Right.
pass, you
Right.
fail, you have exams.
Yeah.
PhD is like the supervisor decides when you're ready to advance and
Sheesh.
has a step.
Uh,
There's like you go like from here to here. You have to go like here, 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 maybe back to here,
yeah.
here, here, maybe back to here,
Okay.
here, here, maybe back to here,
Uh-huh.
here, here. Like, oh my God, like I would have never did it if I actually knew what I was
Right. The
getting
same.
into.
Uh-huh.
So supervisor still has it, and he's deciding when it's good enough to go
Oh
to
my
the examiner so
God.
it can actually be graded. Yeah,
Graded and then graduate. So it's just a process thing, which is
yeah.
fine. You got nothing but time. Right?
I'm. I was. I know this is stupid, but I was like thinking and praying, like God, don't let me die before I finish this PhD.
Stop that. No.
Pissed off if I just so happened, like my time was just so happened to be up before this because wait, I can't taking long. I mean,
Almost.
like, sir, like,
Yeah. But I'm sure it's still fun, even though it's just like those different processes and learning
it
different skills. And now you're gonna be
being
like teaching. Pardon?
being in Jamaica was fun.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, Jamaica's beautiful too. You could just totally like relax and coast your way, yet still work on your craft. Yeah.
Yeah.
So well, your focus, what you've been focusing on, or what I've seen you focus on, or your strong suit is promoting your brand and strengthening that, and working with other people in the industry, strengthening their brands and different things that one can do in order to be able to, be stronger, represent your brand, maintain. increase the value and quality of it. What has worked for you, or what do you think might be useful to start off with to get to a space where you have a strong brand and you can maintain like different things that one can do to help yourself or help myself? Yeah.
I think what works the best for me and like for anybody else is consistency. Like it doesn't happen overnight. And even when you have everything that looks nice, it might not necessarily happen overnight. You have to just keep doing it. Even when you don't get any likes, when you don't get any views, like you just have to keep doing the work and consistency and also quality. Like just because you're just starting out, don't give, I'm just starting out. Give, go. And like, that from when I was in master's program, like, I'm sure you remember when we were going on all those school trips, when we were going to those companies. What was I doing? I was right in the front.
Right in the front.
I was
asking
with
questions.
Exactly. I was with the CEO after.
Yeah.
And I stayed in touch with them.
Right.
There's some people who I met, like when we went to Salesforce.
Yeah.
I met Razan from Salesforce, and she told us in that meeting, email me, I'll help you get an internship. Yeah. I emailed her. She told me I was the only one that emailed her.
Well,
I emailed her sitting in the meeting.
Right. Yeah, you active. I know that. Because another thing too, you weren't just doing stuff within the program. You were doing things outside the program too, and doing your own adventures and activities to actually strengthen your brand globally, not just with MGEM. You'd already started then. Right. Yeah.
Exactly. So I did that event in Spain where I partnered with the United Nations and money to have shelter built for Syrian refugees.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it was a dope event.
It was really nice. Yeah, it was really, and it was phenomenal. It was a great cause. Which is great to partner with people in Spain. We partnered with the venue, with the DJ, with the designers that donated, with the caterers
right. MGEM support as well. I mean, also that the team building and supporting each other outside of class. That's always awesome, and that's also building the brand.
Right, because Kike helped introduce me to the DJ. Yeah, fun.
Yeah, Kike. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I know with artists, they also have a hard time transitioning from being creator and creating a brand. So even those aspects, getting in touch with people in different industries, or even if they're not in your industry, partnering with them, those little increments, staying consistent, collaborating is one thing I always like push. It's like no matter what happens, even if you just collaborate with a friend, it can also be beneficial for your brand. It doesn't matter if it's like a huge name. You need to start somewhere, right?
Because also huge names don't equate to anything. It doesn't mean that you're going to get any funding. It doesn't mean you're going to get any deals or any partnerships or even any press. I partnered with 2 influencers. This was years ago.
Right.
One of them had like 300,000 followers. I don't even have 3,000 followers. And we partnered on something.
Yeah.
And I ended up making more money from this partnership than everyone else in the group because I have relationships. Because people actually subscribe to me. It's not even necessarily what I'm doing. It's just that, as you said, like I have my own brand outside of the business, outside of the nonprofit. People know who I am and they know what I do because I've been consistent for all these years. They know I'm a public speaker. They know I have my nonprofit and I work with the displaced communities around the world. And I work with youth, universities, and all of these things. So I don't have to sell anything at this point. I can just say, hey, I have this scholarship or hey, I'm I'm looking to have a water well built in Ghana. That's the most recent project that I did in January with my business partner. We had a water well built to provide water to over 3,000 in Jamestown, Accra, and as you know, 1,000 people as well as animals as well.
Yeah.
So I don't have to do all this hard work.
Right.
This is what I'm doing. And I sent my friends the flyer, and then they just send me money.
Yeah.
And I just do what I have to do.
Right, right.
But
And also the integrity of it, Mia, the fact that it's just like, okay, consistent, the integrity part of the initiative and job, that you stay consistent with that, and people, you can develop trust and the quality of what you do as well,
right.
and there's results, and just staying consistent, as you said. I think that's some of the qualities that one can integrate and create for self in order to be able to build those relationships and maintain them too.
Yeah, it's just about being genuine and being consistent. I like the words you were calling out: quality, integrity, consistency, trust.
Yeah.
All those are key components in building a business.
Base. Because another thing too, if people are going to be able to work with your brand or work with you, as you said, they need to be able to trust you and know that you're reliable, you're going to deliver what you say you're going to deliver, and not just say it and not deliver it. That also helps with creating the brand, maintaining the brand, and also the brand matching the individual or the service. I think that can work in the initial stages, right?
Yeah.
So, and any advice for like when you start off, maybe from the artist point of view, especially with an industry where they rely on the gallery, or I know it's not like, but just from base, then the basic information that one can use to initiate their career as an artist or independent artist, or even working with other artists on top of what we've just stated. Any other?
Know your target market. If you know who you're trying to sell to or partner to, then target them before you don't have to have everything figured out initially. Like, I'm working with a client right now. I'm producing a prototype for a product that she has. And she has never done this product before. She's in a state I've never been in before. You know, they taught us how to research, market research in MGM. That was one of the things that's actually pivotal, because even though we're starting out with absolutely nothing, with zero contacts, we know who we're targeting. So for my client, we're targeting hair stores, we're targeting university stores, airport stores. We're targeting anything that has to do with hair, because she's developing a pillow which she has patented. So we don't have anything to start with but the research. So I've started a vendor database, and I have the different lists: hair stores, universities, hotels, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I just start the research. So first, it's finding 25 companies per week in each of those different categories. Then it's cold emailing. So then you follow up with the email. Then you cold call. And then the fourth thing that you do is show up to that business. You have to remember who you're talking to, the names of who you're talking to, and what y'all spoke about, so that you can continue to build. So you can't skip out on doing the work in order to get you have to start the same way everyone else starts, at the bottom with nothing. And you build from that. Continue to call, you continue to follow up, you continue to build relationships, and you get to know people, and you have to break beyond the surface. I think that's like one of my is being able to get to know people. Like, I always know what I should, like, how to communicate with people. When I was just a student and making like the best grades, I had to rely on my personality. relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I was failing a class by 3 points. And because of my relationships with deans and teachers, I had other teachers and other deans emailing this teacher to
Yeah.
say, hey, do extra work.
Right.
Why? I would go to the dean's office every week. I had no reason to be there.
Right.
I was,
Right.
but what I was doing is building a relationship. I would just go and talk to her. I
Right.
would pay attention to what's on her desk.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a picture of your child on the desk, or
Mm-hmm.
okay, there's a some token of a membership of
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Then you go follow up. You ask questions like, "Oh,
Yeah.
how is that membership going? Oh,
Yeah.
last month when I came here, you told me you were going to a concert. How did the concert go?"
Right.
You
Yeah.
remember us with people, and
Mm-hmm.
you continue to build. You find something that they are passionate about, because
Right.
it's not about you, it's about your
Your
customer.
customer.
So you figure out, what do they like? If you see they have some cool nails or their hair, like, are they passionate about music?
Yeah.
You ask about music.
Yeah.
Get them a record from the music store.
Yeah.
You know, that whole give a teacher an apple, that transfers to all the industry. So you find out what people like. It doesn't have to be expensive, because it
No,
really is
I
the thought that
thought.
counts.
Yeah.
That you're thinking what they like. It's that you're applying it as well. You remember, like, there's so many aspects that goes into it. So I said, the key is that initial knowing who your target market is,
Mm-hmm.
do education, and as you're developing that communication, make sure you continue to go deeper and deeper with that person, because
Right.
that's actually how you end up getting the deals later on in life. And for over 10 years,
Exactly. And also, as you said, using your own,
ask.
sorry, we got cut off there. And as you said, using your own personality and skills, and also getting to learn those skills and using those to back you up, because even though there's some parts where you probably might not be. So yeah, as you said too, what I really liked about uh, part of what you said was that it's not just only about the grades. Of course, we need the grades in order to be able to get through class and get the degree and whatnot, but also the other personality and traits that also help you within a company or business. Because sometimes it's like, okay, you don't know the hard skill, you could make up for it with personality or other skills that you do have that will aid the team or the company. Because sometimes you're not hired just because of your degree. It's also about your what you can add to the company, which is something. Yeah. And then we could touch on also like challenges maybe that one has faced, or what you have faced, or how to overcome those. Like there's obviously a whole bunch of challenges that come, especially starting a new business. The not giving up part, and the likes that we talked about, not waiting for the likes, and just keep pushing on and giving high quality work, even if you're not getting paid for it. Of course, you want to get paid for it, but how much do you love what you're doing? And then it's the challenges that come with that mindset plays a part too.
Definitely mindset, and just feeling like a lot of people deal with imposter syndrome, feeling don't deserve it, or they aren't worthy of it, or they're not good enough to be in that space. Especially, I think imposter syndrome comes from when you compare yourself to others.
Yeah.
And that can be one's biggest deficit,
Yeah.
to compare, and also to feel like, oh, this market is oversaturated. They don't need the extra thing. But the thing is, everybody has their own kind of unique personality, and I guess their own strengths, and just each thing that makes them different. Like, for example, if Rihanna had thought that, she wouldn't have never entered the makeup industry. I mean, there's thousands of makeup brands.
Yeah.
No, need Rihanna? No, but guess what? Some people needed her.
Yes.
Because she niche, and her niche was inclusivity. Her niche was, she had makeup for people that were from albino to the blackest black, the purple black.
The
Like,
purple black.
she covered all the ranges. And so you have to kind of like find your unique.
Yeah.
There's something about you that's different. Everybody
has a
and
thing.
I think you just keep going. That's the hardest
Yeah.
thing. The consistency
You
is the
said it
hardest.
in the beginning. Yes, the consistency.
When you don't have money, because in the first 3 years of business, most businesses don't break even. We learned that as well.
Yeah.
So for years or more, you're not even making $1. There's times where I was I've been in business 7 years and I've never broke even per se because I'm just a consultant. I work one-on-one with clients and, I haven't reached some peak where like, I'm praying to God even still for my one, multi-million-dollar deal where I'm like set. But even now, I still choose who I want to work with.
Right.
As I said, the consistency piece and you not having money on the front end, that's the hardest part. Because you do have to keep going and you do have to figure it out. But I think that's where creativity comes in. It's like, okay, I don't have the money to do this. So what can I do? I don't have the money for example, a personal trainer. Older, we need to be fit. So what can I do? I knew a girl who was a personal trainer and she needed some business advice. So we did a situation.
System. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Cross is so key. And then, finding people who are willing to work with you.
Yeah. Yeah. That is so key. That is so key. Especially in a saturated industry, or there's dominating forces within an industry, and then you're just trying to break in with some innovative move, and then there's these blocks, the challenges that you face, like the closed doors, the knocking and no answer, or knocking a slight open and like no thanks, and then you still keep going on and you still keep creating. I think, yeah, totally, I'd agree with that. And it's even going through the thing and not giving up. And that's been my one challenge as well. And then I remember all the days in school. It's like, okay, fine, you got to get up in the morning and keep going, and the challenges that came, foreign country and everything. So yeah, that plays a role when you get outside of class and you have to do the thing by yourself or with the team. Yeah. And even trying new things, especially with entrepreneurship, there are no guarantees. It's like you're the guarantee. Right? I'm sure you've also experienced that too. Like within the art industry, it's kind of like you're the guarantee and you're the one you have to sign off and trust your art. Like when they paint, they trust that piece can hopefully sell. Or even if they're not going to sell anything, how do they translate the creative piece into
your value does not come from what your earnings.
Yeah.
Your earnings don't dictate your value, because somebody might earn nothing. Like if you think about Basquiat, he died a starving artist and then his work sold hundreds, over 100.
After the fact, right? After the fact, yeah.
So now, was it worth nothing when he created, before Basquiat died? Was when he was creating that piece, was it worth $0 or was it worth 100 million?
Yeah,
it was worth 100 million when he
created it, right? Yeah,
but people didn't see that value until years later. So that's the whole reason why people need to focus on quality and producing the best work when they're actually doing it, because you never know when it's going to hit. You never know when it's going to bust. You never know. There's songs that was written 20 years ago that are just getting famous. I remember Justin Timberlake came out with a song called Sorry. And then, but Britney Spears had a song named Sorry on an album like maybe 15 years ago. And because her fan base loves her so much and there was this feud between them two, Britney, when he dropped the song, Britney Spears song from like 12 plus years ago, it became #1 on Billboard. And it's not even a good song.
No.
It's
because
just
of the drama.
Exactly. Yeah, the drama, her fan base. You just never know.
Yeah, you never know. Exactly. That's why, as you said, create from a space where the thing is high vibrational from jump, not like,
Exactly.
oh, I'm gonna wait it out. I don't have like, if you feel that it's valuable right then it's valuable right then. That's it. And carry on from there. And I think even when if artists can do that, like from jump, then they'll have a more, as you said, quality over quantity, because it's not how much or how many things it's the quality of what you've built so far. And even if you slow pace and you lost on the thing, that's fine. You'll still get there like a snail. It's fine. You'll get there when you get there.
That's right.